elements in a list without the current element. So I'll give an example for this. So let's say we have a list 1 2 5 3 4, right? Now what we have to return is basically another array as output. At every point of the corresponding index, we should have the product output array representing the product of all the elements other than the index. So at index 0, so let me put the index numbers. At index 0, we should consider the product of all elements other than 0. So that is 2 5 3 4, right? 10 into 3 30 120, right? Now in the second for the second index, it's basically everything other than index 1. So that is 1 into 5 into 3 into 4, which becomes 15 60, right? And in the third index, it's basically 1 into 2 into 5, that's 10 10 fours are 40, right? And then in the fourth index, the third index, it's basically okay, I think I missed index 5. That was actually 1 into 2 into 3 into 4, that's actually 24. And the fourth index was actually 1 into 2 into 5, it's 10 into 4, that's 40. And then the fourth index is basically 1 into 2 into 5 into 3, that's 15 30, right? So that's the program that we want to write. Basically as we are moving through the list, we should skip the current index element and then find out the product of all the other elements, right? So we can write first a brute force solution for it, which will be very straightforward. So let's write the brute force solution. Product elements, I get a list as input, calling it LST. So what I can do is I can iterate to the list. I will have one pointer in LST. Okay, I need to use a range here, range 0 to len of LST, right? And then I will have another one for IDX2 in range of 0 comma len of list2 list again, right? Now I can have a check that IDX1 and IDX2 are not the same, right? If so, what I can do is I can put a variable here called product, which I will initialize as 1, and maybe I can have another result array declared upfront. And what I can do is, if it is not same, then basically it is product star equal to basically list of IDX2, right? And then once this loop is completed, we have to append product to result and return result. Okay, so this is a bare bones code, a brute force solution that we can think of. The idea is we want to kind of skip basically the same element, same index being checked, right, which we do it by this condition. So in the first iteration, we would skip the 0th index and multiply basically all the elements by keeping a counter variable product, and this value we will append into the result finally. In the second iteration, basically we would skip everything other than the index 1, right? And we are able to do this operation because we have two nested for loops. So the time complexity for this is, as you can guess, it is of n square, because we have two nested for loops in play.